Hey guys, what's going on? Tyrauku here, and I hope you're all doing great. Today, let's talk about Hurndig. All right, so first off, if you pulled him, if you fused him, congrats. If you barely missed him, Bruno, I'm talking to you. I'm so sorry to hear that. He's a very, very good champion. Looking at his skill kit initially, honestly didn't think he was going to be as good as he is. But in my opinion, I think he is the best DPS champion for a Go Second Arena team. And I'll show you guys why. But besides that, he can do Nightmare campaign farming. Very good in dungeons if you need this type of champion for dungeons. Very good in faction wars because the dwarves don't have a good decreased defense champion. And overall, fantastic dwarf champion and DPS in general. So let's jump into his skills, kind of go over this. I'm going to show you how I use him in the arena. Now, first off, I do want to mention that he is not booked. So I'm going to do this video with him not booked, and then maybe I do a video next week after CVC, after I book him up, to show you guys how much of a difference it makes. Are his books, let's use proper English, I guess here. I don't even know what that is, but are his books worth investing in? Is his skills worth investing books into? My gosh. All right, so are they worth it? Yes, I mean, it gives you extra damage, gives you extra debuff chance, gives you cooldown reductions, but is Herndig going to be unusable if you don't have the books? No, definitely not. I don't have him booked yet, and he's basically taken the role of my main arena nuker at this point, and the teams that I have him built with, I think are a lot of fun, and he doesn't need speed. When have you ever heard a champion other than Hegemon that doesn't need speed? Now, if you're going first, he does need speed, but that also takes away a lot of his kit. If you're going second, you don't need any speed, and he still cuts in front of my champions who are much, much faster. Actually, almost 100 speed faster than him, and he's cutting in on them. So let's take a look at his skills. Is A1. Basically, it attacks one enemy. It does a pretty good amount of damage. It grants an extra turn and decreases the cooldown of his A3 ability by 2 turns if this attack kills an enemy. Now, from what I've heard, this ability does not activate if you're counterattacking, if you're ally attacking. So my hope was I could bring Necrit with him. He could kill the enemy, reduce the cooldown of this ability. Basically, I could use it every single turn. But apparently that's not how it worked. I haven't been able to get that set up perfectly to see it. But if you guys have seen something else, let me know. But so far, I'm going to trust what I've heard, and it doesn't reduce the cooldown if it's from an ally attack or a counterattack. His A2 ability, this is amazing for faction wars, for dungeons, anywhere it's going to be, I guess, a longer fight. The arena, you're probably not going to use this because your idea with him is probably just to be one-shotting the enemy anyways. But his A2 ability attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance, which is 100% when fully booked up, of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff and a 50% decreased accuracy debuff for 2 turns. These are great debuffs. Decreased defense, an amazing debuff to use everywhere, especially faction wars, to get through the waves much, much quicker. I'm going to 100% be using him for faction wars. Decreased accuracy, very good as well. Good for the Doom Tower. Anywhere that you would consider building resistance on your champions, this decreased accuracy is going to require you to build less resistance, right? It's not going to work as well in the arena if you're using him as a go second champion, because most of the champions who need accuracy would have probably already done their buffs, the debuffs on you, so this wouldn't really work as well, but hey, it's a possibility. Now his A3 ability, this is where it hits really, really hard. Attacks one enemy, fully depletes the target's turn meter. Now with this ability, you're going to need accuracy, so if you're going strictly with damage, you're probably not going to have enough accuracy to do this, but if you're targeting an enemy's speed booster, or maybe even the DPS champion, then maybe you actually do fully deplete their turn meter. But if you don't have much accuracy, you're probably just going to get resisted anyways, which is not a huge deal because I don't think this is a crucial part of his kit. It's a nice little benefit if you can get it to work, but it definitely doesn't throw it out if you can't get it to work. This also will attack all enemies if the first attack is critical. Now, there's 2 things with this that you really need to watch out for. Now, I'm a big proponent, or just recently, of not really being so worried about if a champion has a 100% crit rate or not. My Solus had 92% for a little while. It felt bad. It really did. I did boost it up to 99%. That's fine. But for Hurndig, you don't want that. You don't want a champ. You don't want him to be under a 100% crit rate, because if he's under 100% and you do hit with his A3 ability and doesn't crit, he's not going to do the AoE. He's going to have the A1 or that single target hit. It's not going to do very much. No AoE. It's just going to flop. The other thing is if you run him too fast. So if you use him like a typical speed champion, so you have like your Arbiter into your Lysandra, into your whatever it is, into your debuffer champion, into him, then the enemy could have reaction gear, which when that activates, he's not going to get a crit because it stops the ability from being a crit, and it's just going to negate all of this ability. Keep that in mind. You definitely want him to be 100% crit rate, and you really want him to make sure he goes after the enemy. That's why I think he's so good in a go second team. So this ability, this AoE attack, has a 75% chance, also 100% chance when fully booked, of placing a 25% weaken debuff for 2 turns. Will also place an HP burn debuff for 2 turns after the attack on the enemies whose turn meters are below 30%. So both of these abilities are a nice little benefit, but his A3 ability still hits so hard that I don't think it really matters. His A3 ability, or his passive ability, this is where really lends to him not needing speed whatsoever. Fills his champion's turn meter by 10% every time they are hit. Occurs once per hit. Not once per turn, but once per hit. So Skullcrown and Sinesha, those champions both, if they're on a blender team, they're going to hit you basically 2 times each, which means he's going to be getting 10, 20, 30, 40% turn meter just from those hits. If you pair that with this mastery, which let's look at the masteries that I'm running right now. This mastery right here gives him a 15% turn meter when he's hit with a crit. So he's getting what? 10, 20, 30, 40 plus 15, 55% turn meter right after the enemy goes. This is why you don't want to build him with speed. I'm just trying to show you guys my masteries. I got Helm Smasher down here at the bottom. But if you build him with speed, what's going to happen is he's going to go from being the last in line and your speed champion's going to be first to now Hurndig is cutting in line and he's going first. So my Hurndig currently is sitting at a whopping 123 speed. When have you last seen a champion other than Hegemon running at 123 speed? Never. You would never bring a champion this slow into the arena, right? This is like unheard of slow. Other than Hegi, I've never seen a champion this slow. But Herndig lends himself perfectly to a go second champion. Let me show you guys how well he actually works when it comes to doing this, okay? Now, I'm going to use Necrit. You don't have to use Necrit. Necrit just allows for much more protection, much more survivability. Now, there's some obvious weaknesses, okay? So I do have a shield set. If there's an enemy Madame Ceres, yeah, Herndig is going to get jacked up, right? He's going to strip the shield, strip all my buffs. It's going to be bad news. But look at this. Herndig cut in front of everybody. This guy has 201 speed because of the Fushan, the Zargala, and the helmet all hitting Herndig. Now he just cut in front of everyone, okay? So we'll use his A2 ability, maybe apply some debuffs. He just wiped everybody out. He's not even booked. Remember that. Now, obviously, his stats are pretty crazy, okay? Almost 5,900 attack. He has, 258 crit damage, maybe a little bit higher. I don't know exactly what it was. No increased attack up when I did that ability, though. So, obviously, his stats are on the higher end of things, but that was with no debuffs, no increased attack. It's just straight damage. So I got a feeling if you're looking for a good nuke champion, that Herndig can definitely fit that spot, especially as a go second champion. Now look, a weak hit there. It didn't do his AoE. Unfortunately, I should have targeted Archmage. I completely forgot about that. It could be a weak hit, but that's something you got to watch out for. So since he is Magic Affinity, he's going to have a hard time against Force Affinity champions. But overall, this champion hits so hard. Now, what was his crit damage again? Let's see. His crit damage is 258 and then 5,800 attack. So he's definitely packing a punch as it is. Madame Ceres, I think it's like 181 speed. Let's go ahead and get my other Madame in here. So she's a little bit faster. So hopefully I don't cut in. I think she's like, actually no, she's probably the same. She's 187. So she's definitely not going to be, she's going to be cut in on for sure. Let's go ahead and leave the immunity one in there then. My Necrit is 201 speed and my Seeker is 206 speed. So my Hurndig just said 123 speed, no problem. I'll just cut in front of everybody. I'll take my turn, and then you can decide what's going to happen after that. Now, that's not going to happen all the time. Obviously, the more AoE champions on the enemy team, the more it's going to happen. The more he gets hit, the more it's going to happen. But it happens enough that it's pretty awesome. Gives you a very good reason to not have to run really any speed. Like if I could get him to have no speed, I would do that perfectly fine. He just cut in front of Madame. Madame had 187 speed, okay? That's literally more than a pair of speed boots on this champion, and he's cutting in front of him, so it's kind of crazy. Now, this kind of sucks because now she can't strip. So I got to make her faster or make him even slower, which may actually be hard to do. Imagine wanting to make your champion slower because they're too fast at 123 speed. That's just mind-blowing to me. All right, so That A3, even with increased defense, still did some pretty solid damage for sure. Killed the Arbiter, very nice. Madame Saris comes in here, does the strip. Now Herndig's not going to have a problem. Scylla Drake's rezzed her, not an issue. We'll take care of that, no problem. Now, I do use Kymar sometimes instead of Madam. You don't have to use Madam. You can use Kymar, you can use Sathalia. The only reason why I use her is so I can strip the enemy of something. She does bring the benefit of doing the increased defense, decrease attack, or sorry, not increased defense, decrease attack. Doesn't actually hit the enemy, so she doesn't proc any of the Cycle of Revenge masteries or anything like that. So I do like Madame Saris, but you can definitely use other champions besides Madame. Now, if you're going to build a team like this, you really need Seeker at least. Seeker's kind of like the bread and butter for go second teams in the first spot. Because if you have him in the first spot, he does increased defense to all your allies, put him in a shield set, and he just brings for a very solid go second team. Is this going to work for everybody? No. Could you bring in Hurndig possibly as a second DPS, a backup DPS? Sure. But this team does rely on taking the hits from the enemy. But honestly, I think if just Necrit and Hurndig survive, he can probably do some serious damage. I'm going to test this out as I get higher and higher up into the arena. But as we stand right now, it's a very solid team, and I'm enjoying playing it. Go second team? Okay, this is where I was really wanting to answer. Warlord. Warlord is a nightmare. If you guys haven't heard, Warlord is pretty decent, all right? So my Kymar is high resistance. Now, I'm hoping I resist here. I may not. I could put Necrit as the leader to get over 600 resistance, but let's see. Wait, he used the wrong ability. All right, well, that's interesting. Well, that's where Necrit really helps. He protected Hurndig, even with the Madame Saris on the other team. Now, this is going to be kind of sloppy because Foley doesn't like being slept. He's like jacked up a monster energy. You try to sleep him. No, he's not sleeping, okay? He's wide awake. Wide awake. Now, we use Hurndig because we didn't get locked out by Warlord. This wasn't really a good example. I was hoping to get locked out by Warlord, but I guess we got to take with what we can, right? So we'll use his A3 here. Hopefully we kill. Let's use it on Foley. So Foley has full turn meter, but so does Warlord, but Warlord's asleep. Well, let's go ahead and wake him up. Reduce his turn meter. He's going to die anyways. Doesn't matter. So everybody just got wiped out. So if the Warlord uses A3 there, ideally Kymar would reset everything. Hurndig, also, if you stayed to this point in the video, you're about to get a little golden nugget, I guess. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I know it's pretty late in the video. People typically drop off, but his A1 ability, Warlord doesn't stop the A1 ability, right? So he always has his A1 ability ready, which means he attacks somebody, kills them, moves on, boom, A3 ready to roll. Very good champion against Warlord in general. Let's go ahead and swap this in position. Kymar's in immunity, so we're good. We're good to go here. Now, Seeker may get a little bit of a difficult time, but overall, we should be okay. Now, they may be high resistance. This is a pretty tanky team. If this was like Platinum Reset, I wouldn't be attacking this team. But right now, it should be okay. I mean, they resisted everything. I don't love that, of course, but let's go ahead and buff up Seeker so we can get the increased attack off. Hurndig just says, screw turn meter, doesn't matter. We got cut in on. Now, I didn't reset the cooldowns like I should have. The entire reason Kymar's on the team was literally to reset the cooldowns. So let's back out of this and play this like I actually am supposed to. Let's go around here, do this one more time, and turn this off of auto. So we'll use Kymar to reset the cooldowns. Now, granted, there is a 3% chance of getting our stuff put on cooldown, of course, but we're hoping that's not going to happen. He doesn't have enough accuracy to lock out my Necrit, who's like 200 resistance less than my Kymar, so we're safe. Reset all the cooldowns, and we get provoked. So this is a little bit more clunky than last time. Not a big deal though, because we'll just use Hurndig to use his A3 and hopefully do some work on the enemy. We'll see though. So can he do it? So I have the increased damage versus shield. So let's see. This is gonna be a pretty hard hit, I imagine. We did nothing. Basically no damage. That's okay though. We'll increase attack, and then he should move along, do pretty good, hopefully. We'll see. Obviously, like I said, a pretty tanky team in general. I expected it to be tanky. The Mount King killed me, so the team is tanky. The idea does work, though. Against Warlord, Kymar resets. Hurndig could use his A1. This is a better team to go. This team specifically, this Go Second team, is not designed for going second against teams that are not even fast to begin with, right? So this team is a high resistance, tanky, slow team. But teams like this, where their idea is to go fast, that's where a Go Second team has its strengths. Because if a team's going fast, they probably don't have a ton of damage, right? So this one, for example, may be decent. This Kymar is probably going to strip me. against this team, I'd probably want to bring a cleanse champion of some kind, because he's going to strip, Tormund's going to freeze. Nobody likes to be stripped and then frozen, right? No, that's no fun. So we will try maybe this team. Let's see. Let's YOLO into it, okay? So we'll take him out, put in Madame Ceres. This one may be a little bit clunky just because they got a lot of damage. Ithos plus Kandrafon in the Madame Strip. The Madame Strip is probably the least of my worries, though, because we do have the Seeker doing increased defense. But we'll see. And these big shields, the big shield set, which Madame's just going to get rid of, actually. So let's see. Going to be interesting. So he gets a big shield. He may even take a turn. He may cut. Well, he's not going to cut in. He got pretty close, though, to be honest. All right, so he's dead. The star of the show is dead. All right, so obviously this was a little bit of an extreme example, being two pretty solid DPS champions with increased attack and decreased defense. But had he survived, obviously you would have known the outcome. But a typical team, much different results, okay? So this one, we just need more survivability. Maybe we could throw in another tanky champion, maybe even throw in like an Ursuga right here, right? Ursuga could possibly do good. Actually, let's try that out. She's not in a shield set, though. Helior could do solid as well. Actually, it's a better idea. Let's do Helior, right? You think that Helior doesn't have any use in the arena? No, he might not. But I'm going to try to use him. We're going to see if we can get a use out of him. So decrease defense, decrease attack. Boom. There we go, baby. Helior does have use. He sacrificed himself for the greater good, right? So now Hurndig can come out and show what he's all about. But first off, let's whack the Anithwi. Boom. He's gone. And then let's go ahead and get rid of this Madame Ceres. Bam. Not an issue. Weak hits over here on Kandrafon, but he's frozen because my Seeker was wearing a frost set, freeze set. I think he's wearing whatever's from the Frost Spider. That's what he's wearing. All right, yeah, he's gonna die now, but you get the point. We gotta win this match, okay? We can't lose this match right after I'm trying to show you guys the benefits of having Hurndig. Good champion. I enjoy playing him. Hopefully you guys can see the benefits and the usability of Hurndig. I mean, he's 123 speed. You have trouble getting speed gear, Dragon's not as giving to you as it is. Well, it's not giving to me either. My speed gear is pretty bad, which is why I'm building a Ghost second team. Hurndig, perfect champion for you. Just get some good Savage gear, keep your Cruel gear from the clan boss, get as much attack on him as you can, get a lot of crit damage, you're good to go. He's going to do work for you, and I think you'll definitely enjoy the champion. Now, next week, I'm going to do the CVC. I'm going to book him out, and I'll let you guys know how he does when he's fully booked versus not fully booked. So, good champion. If you're looking for a champion, farm Nightmare campaign, which I haven't done that yet. We're 17 minutes into this video, so I'll do that in the next video, do the Nightmare campaign farming. Maybe he can do it like this. I'm curious to see if he can do it with pretty slow speed, but very big damage. So we'll see in the next Hurndig episode. But other than that, guys, if you're looking for a good arena champion, check him out, build him. I'll probably be playing around with him on stream tonight, which is twitch.tv/Tyrauku. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.